We are back. The time after a loved one passes away is difficult. And if their passing is sudden, their wishes, well, they may not be known by others.
Nicole Mittendorf, the CEO of Prosper Wealth Financial, says you need 3 documents in place now to ensure that your legacy lives on the way you intended. So, Nicole, welcome back to Minnesota Live. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
So let's start with these 3 documents that every person should have.
Yes, at a minimum, you want a will or a trust, and it depends upon the size of your estate, which document. You specifically want to see an estate planning attorney to help you figure out which one do you need. I mean, you simply can be out at a restaurant and have a napkin and write down the stuff that you have and where you want it to go. Have it signed by 2 people that are not in that will, and that's legit, but that's really not the best way to do it.
Well, let me ask you this, because I think our company has a website where we can just go to and do like a quick online will, which is what I've done. I just left everything to the kids and my husband.
Yep.
Is that enough, or?
Possibly.
Okay.
To me, I'm always the advocate of seek professional advice. So at a minimum, that's great that you have something, but I would go have an attorney, specifically an estate planning attorney, look over the document. Because attorneys tell me, they're like, please tell your clients and tell everyone, they would rather you have nothing than have something that is not specific to the state that you live in. Because maybe this online program is just generalized and the states change their laws. And as well, you want to be really careful with limits of estate planning for your net worth and things like that.
All right, well, healthcare directive is another thing that you
Yes.
say people should have.
Yep, so the 3 documents are will or a trust,
Yep.
healthcare directive, and a durable power of attorney. So healthcare directive is that document that states what do you want to have happen from a medical standpoint. A lot of times now, the great thing is you're going to the doctor and they're asking you if you have this document.
Yeah, that's one of the 15 pieces of paper that you generally have to sign when you go into the doctor's office, right? Yeah.
Yes, and that's okay to fill out that
Yeah.
document. You don't really necessarily need an attorney for that. Attorneys won't like that I'm saying that, but you really don't. And then the durable power of attorney or power of attorney, you specifically want a durable power of attorney because if you are incapacitated, that's where the durable piece comes into play. So if you're in a car accident and you're in a coma, this is the document that allows someone to pay your bills. Like, let's say you have a 401k plan and something happens with the market and the election and they want to make some changes or need to pull money out to pay some bills. No one is able to do that unless you've given them power of attorney. So, but specifically do a durable power of attorney because that works if you're incapacitated or unable to make decisions for yourself.
Okay, the last couple of days we've been letting people know that you were going to be here, and we've been telling them that you were going to be here referring to a couple of accounts, a TOD and a POD.
Yes.
Neither of which I've heard of before, other than TOD being time of death.
Well, it's almost is that what it is.
And no one wants to talk about when we're not when
Right.
we're not around. But TOD, and a lot of people are like, why do I have a TOD account?
Yeah, what is
it's
that?
TOD, it's transfer on death, and POD is pay on death. So TOD is a transfer on death. That's an account that's going to be at an investment firm. POD, or pay on death, is going to be at a bank. That's really the only difference between the two. But so let's say you come in and you see me and you're like, I need to open up accounts or I have these investment accounts. I'm like, great. I say, do you have a will or a trust? You're like, no, haven't done that yet because most people haven't. We set up a TOD account because it doesn't cost anything. It simply is, rather than you just having an account in your name, you have an account and you have listed who the beneficiary is. That is what a TOD account is, transfer on death. So if something happens to you, we can go to the person, and if you have Apple stock or whatever you have in that account, if we have a TOD account, we can pass those assets on to the person. You don't necessarily have to have a will or a trust for that.
And like the beneficiary of a TOD could be your kids.
Yes, yep.
It could be your sibling.
Yes.
Your spouse.
Yes. Anyone.
Anybody.
I mean, it could be anyone. Yes.
Okay.
And then the POD, the pay on death, that's something that you
Have at a bank.
work out with your bank.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of times, like as our parents are aging or people are getting older, to have access to accounts to facilitate things at the bank, you may, rather than doing a joint account so that it's affecting your credit or it's affecting your financial situation, you'll do a POD account at a bank because that'll help facilitate things, and then TOD account at an investment firm because that'll help facilitate the transfer of your assets.
Talk a little bit about gifting money. That was a big topic here when we were discussing you coming in too. How much you can gift to people, why you would gift to people, and how it's kind of different than charitable giving.
Yes. So in any given year, you can gift up to $18,000 a year per person. And you're like, well, why do I want to do this?
Yeah.
And what would be the reason why? And these dollar amounts gradually increase. So if you have an estate, and rather than paying estate taxes, you can gift 18 grand to you. You can gift 18 grand to your kid, your, whomever, your neighbor, friends, whomever. If you're giving that $18,000, you're not getting a deduction. But the person receiving the $18,000 is not paying taxes on it. If you are gifting more dollars, that's where you're running into estate issues. Giving money to a charity, if you're giving $18,000 or any dollar amount, it doesn't matter. When you give money to a charity, you can give as much as you want. When you give money to a charity, that is a deduction for you. So it helps you on taxes. Gifting money to a kid, it doesn't help you now on taxes, but it helps your kids. Rather than receiving a large sum of money and having to pay estate taxes on it, you're taking money out of your estate gradually over a period of time.
And then, so that has an $18,000 limit when you're talking about gifting money, but there's kind of a way around that by using a 529, right?
Yes, so 529 plans are college plans or higher education plans.
Yeah.
And there's this huge perception that you have to be young to have a 529 plan. Any one of us, we can have a 529 plan. You can use it for a cooking school in Italy. And so you can put money and gift money into a 529 plan for, let's say, your kid, and you're able to do it lump sum for 5 years. So rather than doing $18,000 a year, and where this works well is, let's say you have grandma and grandpa, and they have this estate, and they're concerned about estate taxes, and they want to help little Jimmy with his college. Rather than doing $18,000 a year and running into potentially paying more in taxes, they can do that sped up for 5 years. So 90 grand, they can put in little Jimmy's 529 plan now. That money then will grow in an account, and they don't pay taxes on those dollars for higher education as long as they use it for higher education.
You keep using the word estate, right? And I feel like people have this mind of what an estate is, and you're thinking of like the days of Dallas, right? And the big estates and sprawling. Yes. But when you use that term estate, like, I think a lot of people at home are like, that doesn't really apply to me. None of this applies to me because I don't have a ton of money.
Right, right.
But a lot of these do, even if you're not a millionaire.
It does. It applies to you. Like if you have, so think about this. Like think about the stuff that you have and who it's going to. So if you have a 401k plan, you probably have a beneficiary. If you have life insurance, you probably have a beneficiary. But what about the other stuff?
Yeah.
The house that you're sitting in, your car that you're driving, your cabin, your boat, your checking account. If something happens to you, who is this money going to? And that's where things go into probate. Like Prince is a great example. Yeah. You can look at like how much money are you spending on attorneys, and when you're no longer here, you want that money or your values or your principles to pass on to whomever you want, not necessarily get messed up in the court system.
And I think to make it as easy as possible for those that are still here living and not make it for them to have to be in lawsuits and in courtrooms and dealing with this for years on end.
Correct. The other great thing with estate planning that I love as a mom is really having control of when your kids are getting money. Because unfortunately, I work with money every single day, and I see the horrible things that happens when people end up with significant sums of money. Yeah. So when you have kids, you can set up this trust that they get money if they start a business or if they go to college or when they turn 18 or 20 or 30 or if they get married, any of those things that happen in life.
Thanks, Nicole. Good to see you.
Yes.
Appreciate you stopping by. On MinnesotaLive.com, we've shared a link to a free document form from Prosper Wealth Financial that allows you to put all your essential information in one place. It's not a trust or a legal document, but Nicole says it's a good place to start.